Hi everyone, Adrienne Everheart with you today to talk about feminine energy tips that will really drive a man wild for feminine energy touch. So I'm going to be sharing 5 things that you can do with your man. They're all about feminine energy. They're very, very powerful, where the man will get just very excited. Some of them are kind of sexual. Actually, all of them are relatively sexual because this is what makes a man very, very excited. But as always with feminine energy, I'm all about you being playful yet disciplined and not leaning forward. So as always, please give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. I'm using my microphone. I had a couple of complaints about wind the other day, so I love to be outside when I can. Okay, wonderful. Thank you. So this is just a way, feminine energy is a way to harness your energy, your sexual energy, your chi. Feminine energy is something that all women have. Men even have feminine energy. We've all possibly encountered a man that had too much feminine energy, that it was just like a big turnoff for us because he wasn't doing us enough. So your feminine energy is in you, but in most cases, it's been tamped down since you were a little girl. Because at some point growing up, someone told you to stop crying, or they told you you shouldn't feel that way, or they had some other reason why maybe don't act like a girl. And I believe in our society that women are brought up to be anything but feminine energy feeling creatures. We are taught to be tough and hard and solid and strong and don't cry and don't show your emotions, a lot like men. And then what ends up happening is in a relationship with a man, when we want something and we like this guy and we want it, we're in the Western world, so we go out and get it. And then you're in your boy energy. So now you know when you got boy energy on boy energy, there is usually a conflict, and usually in a group with men, 2 men together, or a group of men together, there's always going to be an alpha. And so if a man is challenged by a strong masculine energy woman, he'll back down, or he'll lose interest after a while, or you guys will fight like cats and dogs. It's always some combination of that. So let's talk about being playful yet disciplined and touch, feminine energy touch that is just going to hook him, okay? So this is a really exciting topic. I have saved kind of the sexiest one for last, so make sure you stick around. And then if I have time, I'll take a couple of questions, but I'm a little short on time today. So hi everyone, this is a live video. So hi, I just wanted to officially say hello to you all. So let's talk about where sexual energy, where this desire kind of starts at. It starts with your mouth. The mouth is where it all begins. We all start with kissing or talking or making some sounds. And this is what really stirs a man up. So I'm going to teach you how you can incorporate a little bit of that, even if you're just dating him. But again, you want to have that charge. You want to have this guy is just like feeling crazy for you. Okay. So that's what this is about. So I just want you, I don't want someone to write in the comments, I really shouldn't do this on the first date. I know you shouldn't. So don't. I just want to make sure it's loud and clear that these are powerful feminine energy techniques. I want you to use them wisely. Use them with a man you feel safe and comfortable with. As always, know your boundaries. However, if you're in a bad situation with any man, even a man you've known for years, know how to say no, know how to call for help, get yourself out of a bad situation. That's what boundaries are there for. So let's start with where sexual energy and desire begins with your mouth. And that is, of course, the kiss. Now, I have this in a popular video of mine on YouTube where if a man goes to kiss you, so his head is coming towards you to kiss you, you can tilt in, lean in a little bit, go ahead and receive the kiss. but don't keep the kiss going. I mean, don't make it a quick peck, but don't like keep it going. And you know what I'm talking about. When it gets really good and racy and juicy, you want to just claw in and grab the back of his head and just keep going like crazy, right? So instead, I want you to just receive his kiss. Receive it from him. If it's a French kiss, let him put his tongue in your mouth first, and yours just playfully tease and be there. But what we're going to do is you're going to receive, lean in a little bit, but then you're going to withdraw. So this creates that hunt. This creates that chase with a man that drives him absolutely crazy. And the more that you learn how to do this, you will learn, even those of you in marriage, those of you who are dating, whatever, you'll learn how to do this with men, even on a psychological level. And I'm going to tell you how. So the man is kissing you, let him penetrate first with the mouth and then his tongue, and then have a great kiss for a moment. But then I want you to just lean back a little, usually at this peak where the man is going in for more. Okay, so when you lean back and receive, and you can have that kiss with your shoulders down and you're receiving it, and then right when he's about to intensify it and go back, pull back a little bit. And if you can, make eye contact with him. And in that moment, can you guys imagine the energy that you're going to be feeling in that moment? Can you feel that with me? I would love to hear from you in the comments. This is when you can make a guy kind of his craziest for you. And you can playfully do this several times during a makeout session. You can have these, get up to that point and dip it back down and lean back a little bit. And, let him chase you a little bit. Let him chase you and you pursue. Someone says, when you pull back, do you break the kiss? There's usually a moment when you're kissing where you're kind of thinking it might keep going, but you might also stop. See, this is that silent conversation you're having with a man. So feel for that moment. I don't want you to be up in your head thinking, oh, do I do it now? I want you to feel for that moment when you're kissing and you feel like it might go a little bit further, but you know how to kind of pull back, withdraw just a little bit, but you don't want to break the kiss. Okay? All right? All right, so you guys are connecting with this energy in the comments. Awesome. Thumbs up. I love that. So number 2, this is about sensual sound. This is about sensual sounds you can make that the guys around you, he's going to notice. It's going to drive him kind of crazy, drive him wild for you, okay? So this is a fun one. If you're even like watching a movie with a man, or you're just kind of hanging out with him, or you're driving in the car, or you're walking through the park, or something like that, there's always a moment that a man may kind of reach out and put his hand on you. So it never fails. Whenever I sit down and watch TV with my husband, about 8 minutes into it, he'll just take his hand and put it on top of my leg. And I used to just crawl up and grab that hand and snuggle up, and I don't do that anymore. So what you want to do is when he puts his arm on you or touches you, notice it. Just notice it, and I want you to make a sound. I want you to wait like 1, 2, 3, make a sound. Make a or something like that. Make a sound. Sound is very sensual for a man, because I'm guessing when you're intimate with a guy, there are some sounds getting made. So all of this is registering in his brain in the same place. All right. So someone wrote to me, I can't, it's not showing up here. But anyway, I can't see your comments, not showing up for some reason. So make the sensual sound, let the man touch you, let it sit for a second. Then if you want to put your hand on top of his, or curl your fingers under his, as much as you can, let him be on top. Even when you greet a man and you get a hug, make sure you lower your shoulders so he is forced to put his arms on top of you. And I want you to melt, make a sound. Trust me, ladies, you will feel this. You will feel this, okay? He will feel it. It will drive him nuts. And what you're doing is you're really trying to just just you're using your sexual energy, your feminine energy as a woman. This is one of your great, great powers that you have. You can use it at any time you want to. Anytime. Men will hear it. It'll register. It'll have power over them, you know, for good, not for bad. So the next one is really going to bring about some mental excitement with the guy. We've talked about how it begins at the mouth, how you can make sensual sounds, and then mental excitement. Now, again, you want to try this with a man you trust. You want to do this with someone that there's already a connection that you feel very safe with. This one I kind of discovered by accident. I used to date a bodybuilder back in the day, and I'm not really so much into like big muscles or anything like that, but he would occasionally wear this shirt that just showed off his shoulders, these great big broad shoulders, and the curve in of his chest. We've all seen men kind of go up to a girl and go, oh, wanting to grab you know where. All right. We've all experienced that. And it's usually kind of playful and we like it or we don't like it. So this is where instead of like this, because a man grabs a three-dimensional object, you are like this. You can do this anywhere. You can do the front of his pants. Okay. You can do it at his chest. But it is basically a touch, but not really, and then you pull back. So remember, feminine energy is never about leaning forward. This tip is to build mental excitement with that man. But ladies, get ready. Get ready. This one is powerful, and I'm not even at the most powerful one yet. That's coming up. So go up to his chest. Here's that sizzling hot chest. Or right at the base of his pants, and you just go, oh, and just pull back. So you're creating this chi. It's almost like Reiki, you know, when you can put your hands together and you can feel that energy, you can feel that little bubble. Okay. You can feel that energy. You go up to it, and someone said, grr. I love that. Go up and then just pull back, go back to chopping up the salad, whatever you're doing. It'll make your guy we're just fueling it all the time. Fueling, using that feminine energy, getting his masculine energy charged up because of what you're doing. You see, that's how you do this. And somebody said, ooh, hot stuff. It is hot stuff. Try it at the front of his pants sometime. Just reach down there and just be like, I could, if I could somehow use the force to do this and then take away, he'll get it. He'll feel it. It's very fun. And remember, you're playful. You're playful, but you're disciplined. You're playful, but you're disciplined. This is feminine energy. A woman has to know herself, be able to control herself, also emotionally. Okay? I don't know what someone wrote, but I hope it's positive. I can't read that. Okay, so here's the most kind of sexy, craziest one I got. And this is very fun to do with your guy. Most men really like oral sex, and they are thinking about it a lot, even when you're not aware of it. They're thinking about it. There are things that you're doing with your mouth all the time that a guy is having this other movie playing in his head. It's going on all the time anyway. You may think he is like, helping you wash the dog or getting the kids in their seats and doing all sorts of things. But in a man's mind, there's always another movie playing. A man thinks about sex, I think it's every 6 to 10 seconds. So understand that you might feel kind of weird doing what I'm going to suggest that you do. But if you really want to drive a guy crazy, understand that this is about the slow burn. This is about the hunt that builds up to that moment of orgasm. And that's a long way away. That's a long, long way away. In fact, we want to delay that as much as possible, because the more of an intense intense desire you can build up with him leading to that moment. That is feminine energy. That is feminine power. You are building up to that point, okay? So here is it. Here's what it is. Make saliva sounds with your mouth. Make smacking sounds with your mouth. Gross, right? But I want you to do it at some right times. If you're in the bedroom with him and you can make a certain sound with your mouth, he's going to hear it. And you're going to have just this Pavlovian sort of response with him. You're training him, when I make this sound, we're having a good time. Okay? That's what you're doing. You're making the sound, you're having a good time. Then you want to incorporate that sound into everyday life. Okay, into everyday life. So for a long time with my husband, if I did this, I bite my lower lip. I was usually doing that during a certain time. And it entered into our normal walking life. And I realized, aha. So I studied animal training, and this is part of animal training, is you're creating a command that registers to him. So one fun thing you can do if you are not, it doesn't even have to be about oral sex or anything like that. You're just in the bedroom. You can make a sound with your mouth, like something is yummy, something is delicious and good for you. In regular walking, talking life, I want you to take your 2 front fingers and grab his belt loops right at the front of his pants. And I want you to just pull just once or twice, make the sound. Okay, you're creating, the two are working in tandem together. Make that sound with your mouth. And I want you all to be creative and come up with your own sounds. I don't want to tell you what my sound is. I want you to come up with your own. Okay, everybody, that's it. Now, I got a couple of time to take a couple of questions. We have talked about being playful yet disciplined. We're talking about using your feminine energy touch to really make a guy crazy for you. You can do all of these and have so much fun. Let's see what we have here for questions. Someone sent a bunch of smileys, a bunch of hearts. Thank you. That's awesome. Thank you so much. Someone said, how can I ask my man that I want him to call me tonight? If I asked him and he didn't say it, how do I say it in a feminine way that is about me and not him? So when he does call you towards the evening, or you guys talk, you just say, it feels so good to hear from you. It always feels so nice to hear you right before I go to bed. And also make your nighttime phone call with him not about any business. Don't talk any business when he calls you at night. You just be in your feminine girl energy, and I'm going to take a bubble bath, and I'm snuggling in bed, and I brushed my hair. It feels so smooth. These are the things you want to talk about. You want to talk about solving relationship problems or how you're mad at your mom or anything else. Sorry, guys, loud car. A very cool car, but a loud car. Okay. Someone says, Glitter says, help me. My man never initiates contact after an argument. What should I do? So I teach you how to really open up your body to him, but don't rush it. This might be a little power move he's doing. This is something maybe he even learned how to do as a young kid with his mom or somebody like that. And it's a little bit manipulative. So he's withholding or he's holding out on you after an argument. So number one, go do your own thing. Go do your own thing. You can let a man know at any time, I feel so sad that we argued, and I'm going to go up in my room and I'm going to sew, and that's it. Or you go do your own thing. You hop in the car, go out to the grocery store, or start make a dinner, anything like that, and just pull your energy off of him, because I think he might be punishing you a little bit. And create openness in your body. Create openness between the pelvis so you can invite the man in, okay? I'm going to take one more. Someone says, in more intimate acts, like given a BJ, where you're in control, how do you stay feminine? Well, here's the thing. You kind of are in control at that moment. It's a very powerful moment for a woman in feminine energy. You set the pacing for the man to some degree in that. But that's the beautiful thing about receiving in that way. You're still receiving, but you're setting the pacing, you see. So even in dating and relationships with a man, you're receiving from the man, but you set the pacing. You have the boundaries. You say when it happens and when it doesn't. You see? That's your power in that moment. Own it. Own it. That's a great question. Okay, someone said grabbing his belt would be initiation. You mean leaning forward? I'm learning. I'm leery with my man and guy. I'm focused on receiving. So when you're a goddess on a pedestal and you spy something you want, it's kind of like you're reaching for the apple on the tree and then you're going, it would be so good, but no, I'm going to wait. That last one is a little bit leaning in because you're grabbing him and pulling at his belt, but then you're letting go and you're making that sound. Okay, so he's going to begin to register those all together. So don't worry about it. It's just part of conditioning. It's part of training a little bit here. Someone says, but what if he never reaches out days after an argument at all? Well, if he's doing that, that's abuse. And stop having arguments. But neglecting you is a type of abuse. Be aware of that. There are some narcissists out there. There are men that have just learned to pout and hold their ground for days, and they'll control you. And then they'll guilt you and beat you over the head for weeks over the argument you had. So they can control you and keep you on a short leash. Hold out on him. Don't give in. Don't reach out to him first. Wait. If it takes a year, wait. Otherwise, you're a slave to that man. Every time you have an argument, it is you who has to do the work to fix it. So ask yourself, is that really the relationship I want to be in? Is that my dream? Okay. So I don't want to end it on a dark note. Okay, someone asked about social media. Great question. When we lean back in feminine energy, does that mean we don't comment on a guy's social media posts either? Because that feels like reaching out. So if you're in a pretty good relationship with him and he's being good and he's kind of showing up and he's being a good guy and he's reaching out to you, I always say about every 3 days, say something or do something. You can even send a text about every 3 days if the guy's showing up and it's being real good on the regular. But make it a feeling statement. Make it about something that's really from your body. So why do we want you to do these feeling statements? Why do I want you to talk from your body? Because you're driving the guy crazy every time you do. You're driving him wild for you. It's every tip that I just mentioned in this list was about connecting with him somewhere in his body that just makes him gaga for you. And a feeling statement does that. So if you see his post and let's say he's out biking, having a great time, and you go, oh, it was such a warm, sunny day. It felt so good. I gardened today and it looks like you had fun on your bicycle. That's an example of a feeling statement for social media. I don't know. That's my best answer for that. Connect to your body. Okay. Someone says, what about small talk when you have nothing to talk about? Then don't talk. If you don't have anything to talk about, I mean, the guy's boring then, or you need to make your life more rich and full and juicy. I hope I'm reading that question right. But make your life more rich and full and juicy so you have stuff to bring to the table. Azad, I did not respond to your question. That's because I didn't see it. We have a lot of questions in here. You're not the only person in this chat, Azad. I don't even see your question, honey. But sorry. Anyway, thank you everyone for showing up for this live. Put these tips to use. I would love to hear from you about what happens when you do. when you comment on one of my videos, other women see it and they can actually respond and kind of learn from you. I also have a group on Facebook called I Heart Love Academy. Yes, it's on Facebook, but it's free. So join under a fake name and be part of that community. And when you get a program of mine, like 500 Ways to Talk to a Man, which is an ebook that has over 500 examples on how to get into your body and talk to a man, so you don't have to guess at this anymore. You don't have to go download all my videos to figure out how to do this. You just write in the search what it is you're looking for, like the topic, and there's usually a script that'll come up. So when you get one of my programs and you participate in my community, you're helping other women learn, and you guys learn off of each other. So this is part of the masculine energy world that we're in. We're slowly becoming a feminine energy world. You see, it's happening slowly. And part of that is your awakening to your powerful feminine energy and realizing that in the relationship, the man doesn't have to set the pacing. You do. You do. If a man's not coming around enough, he's not showing enough in dating, you usually get anxious and uptight because inner boy wants to control him and wants him to show up and date you. Inner girl goes, I'm bored. I'm bored with this guy. I'm ready for a different guy. Start listening to inner girl. So she pulls away from the guy. And then when you pull away from the guy, what does he do? He starts coming around more. You see? So keep on learning this stuff. Join the free group on Facebook. And if you need to learn any of my material, go to my website. Okay, Azad, hon, I'm just not seeing your question anywhere in here. Oh, here we go. I asked you if he did not text me since last night. Should I text him? You're really going to ask me that question? Okay. I have a book called 500 Ways to Talk to a Man. And that is in this book about 500 times over. You lean back. You don't text that man. Okay? You're doing the work for him if you do, Azad. Okay? Get my book. You're so precious. Thank you all for joining tonight. My next podcasts, I think, are coming out every Sunday. So it should be coming out the following Sunday. They're like 2 weeks apart. Head on over to my website, everheartcoaching.com, and learn more about my programs. Every question I'm seeing pop up, I have an answer for, either in the VIP library, that FEM library. It's about the same thing. Go check out my programs. FEM Tools is very affordable. 500 Ways to Talk to a Man is a book that you can read every day and learn something. All right, gotta go. Mwah. Much love, you guys. Happy weekend. Subscribe if you haven't already. Bye.